Angry Joe here. Welcome. We're talking with Steve here for Mortal Kombat X. I know you guys are super excited about it. I am. If you know my last review, Cooking with Ermac, right? A parody for Cooking with Scorpion. I did my own Cooking with Ermac because he's Hispanic, you know. He is. Like, he has like a darker complexion in the Ultimate Mortal Kombat. Yeah, see, he is confirmation. Boom. Yeah, Latinos. All right. Anyway, so let's start there. Actually, characters. What the heck? At the end of the end of the last Mortal Kombat, that kind of sort of changes up things.
It does.
Scorpion and Sub-Zero are back.
They're back. They have to be. People can't lose their minds.
Does that mean those are the only classic characters we'll be seeing?
No, we're gonna have we'll have a balance between a lot of good new characters and a lot of favorites.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, like if you played all the way through Mortal Kombat in 2011, a lot of characters died off, and that's a spoiler if you haven't played. But
oh, come on, it's Mortal Kombat. People die.
But that kind of cleaned this, cleaned the slate for us a little bit and gives us an opportunity. MK 2011 was more of like an homage towards MK 1, 2, and 3. Kind of players' favorites. And got that behind us, so let's bring on some new characters.
Yeah, no, I think it's cool. I think it's a new direction. It's almost like sort of a reboot, or you wouldn't really call it that. You would say it's a continuation of the story.
It's a continuation of
the universe.
The universe. The story takes. You can't talk about the story too much, but one thing I can say is that it's 25 years after the events of MK9.
And we will be getting the now well-renowned story mode in the Mortal Kombat games. I mean, you guys took center stage with that. You're the market leaders there. You're like, fighting games need significant story. No, I'm serious. That's one of the reasons why I gave Mortal Kombat, the previous one, 9 out of 10, because I was like, I was so impressed at the fact that there's this fully featured single-player storyline that's almost like a movie. Are we repeating that?
We're not supposed to talk about that, to be honest. But
but it would be ridiculous if you offered less than what you were offering before.
All I can say is that fans won't be disappointed. We have
smile if there's still a story.
I want to talk about it.
I got it. Okay, so
I'm really proud of our guys at the studio. We have a really talented team of writers and
a talented team of cinematic artists,
and just across the board, sounds, everything. But I'm really proud of what they did with MK, and then with continuing on with Injustice, and we'll see what happens with this game.
So let's talk a little bit about the new characters. We've got some really interesting character designs. I was impressed by what I see with just the few characters revealed so far. I mean, we've got, sorry I don't remember their names yet, I'm not yet familiar with them enough, but I will be. The Master Blaster looking dude with the little thing on the back, and he's a big guy.
That's right, that is Farah and Tor.
Which one? Who's who?
Tor is the big dude. Farah is the little lady on his back. I'm way into them.
That's a really unique mechanic. There's a little dude jumping off. And
it's cool because he's so damn big. He's like he's like a boss monster. He's
she's the girl.
She's the little girl.
Yeah, and
Farah,
he's the big dude.
And he's the big dude. So Tor's like this big dude who grabs her. He can use her as a weapon. He can throw her. Use her as a bowling ball, pretty much. And they're really cool together.
I hope at some point we do get to use a fatality on her, or maybe an X-ray on her, because she's always hiding behind that big dude, man. You just want to get at her.
That's the way she works.
Right? Okay.
But yeah, it's probably the most ambitious character we've ever done.
Yeah.
Because it's like you're controlling two at the same time, and the interactivity is it's a challenge, but she's turning out to be one of my favorites, for sure.
Yeah. Speaking of interactivity, you guys are carrying over the environmental attacks from Injustice.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit about those.
It's obviously it was a big hit with Injustice, and
it just adds a new.
It adds something definitely new to Mortal Kombat. It's really fast. I think a lot of people are freaking out that we did do it in good and bad ways. People are freaking out.
Yeah. So but that's probably the next question: is how much of Injustice are you guys carrying over into Mortal Kombat?
We're it's much faster than the stuff from Injustice. We want to keep MK fast. It's running 60 frames a second. You need that fast reaction, and it's a
1080p.
Exactly. It's a different style of fighting with Injustice than Injustice. With MK, the more the background is, you can use it as offensive. You can pick up shit and throw it, and then you can also use it to evade. You can jump off trees. You can
close distance quicker.
Yeah,
that's what I was doing.
It adds a lot to the gameplay. So people who may have a problem with, give it a chance, and it helps the gameplay a lot.
Yeah, and of course we have the return of the X-ray maneuvers. They look even more brutal than they've ever been. I actually was playing Mortal Kombat, and guess who walks in and was playing next to me, or was playing Lil Jon. Was playing. He's a rapper.
He was there.
We were playing Mortal Kombat, and we were like, you know, and that's the kind of moments that you need in a game when something comes really brutal. Are we going to see a good amount of variation on those X-rays?
Hell yeah. Everybody's going to have it, he's more than one for sure.
Okay.
We're putting a lot more energy into them. They're almost like their own fatalities now. They're such a big event.
Yeah, that's right.
And with next gen, we can make them really anatomically
Technically, they are fatalities. Like, you should be dead after that.
Oh,
but no, they get up and they're like, let's go.
Yeah, okay, it's just a scratch, flesh wound.
I like it. That brings some of the zaniness that we know from Mortal Kombat, which is the next question. Are we going to see some of that funness that you guys used to have with babalities and friendships?
Sure.
Can we get mercies?
It's a fine line to walk. We're trying to make it like a cooler game.
Oh yeah, this is a little more serious. I mean, take a look at Scorpion. He's pretty serious
we're trying
mode.
To keep his costume's a little simpler. Like he's more like a ninja. He's not wearing fancy armor. He's a freaking ninja.
Exactly.
He doesn't have money to buy that cool ass armor. We were getting a little too overly designed, I think, at times. So now we're trying to simplify it and make it a little bit more real. Like, man, he's wearing leather. He's wearing, just textures feel like they should. And anyway, X-rays they're crazy.
And then every character has multiple fatalities, like always, correct?
Yeah. We're again, those are star of the show, kind of the final capper. Everybody knows that, but just what we can do with next gen is just completely sick. We have an army of really good, really amazing character artists back at the studio, and just figuring out the tech of it. I need to blast a hole in this guy's stomach, and
then squeezing the spine or breaking it or something. But sort of wrapping it up here, you have the multiplayer has always been obviously a big part of Mortal Kombat, and I personally liked the multiplayer modes where you had these big lobbies and you'd have people come in and stuff like that. King of the Hill, really cool theater modes where you can watch other people battle. Are we going to be seeing that stuff return? Are you guys improving on the online networking and all that good stuff?
Well, can't release too many details
again.
Man,
WB's got y'all guys on lockdown. You can't talk about it. You can't even talk about basic things that you know is going to be in the game. It's going to be in the game.
You gotta
let us know. I know what y'all want. Y'all want to sort of, you got to do the little nuggets every once in a while. Can't just give it all.
We come from arcade, So we're gonna do all we can to recreate that in the home of. Almost like the feeling of lining up your quarters to be it next, and it'll be good.
All right, man. It was a ton. One other thing, are we going to? How many characters are we going to have at the?
Probably very similar to what MK had. Around that same number.
Okay. All right. And will we be seeing any new bosses or the return of the old bosses? Are we going to see, Shang Tsung?
You're pushing. You'll
gotta
see
be new bosses. It's a new game. New bosses,
like I said, there'll be a good balance of new and old throughout the game.
Okay.
There'll be plenty of DLC. And
So you guys are planning on doing you guys are one of the guys that did good DLC, like free stuff. Making sure everybody's updated on the same thing. You'd add free skins and things like that. That was cool.
We have devoted fans, so we gotta treat people right.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with us. And when does it come out, and what systems is it going to be on?
It comes out in 2015. Don't have a solid date, but it'll be on PS4, Xbox One, and then it'll also be on 360 and PS3.
Okay, all right. We'll see you guys on the next Angry Joe Show.
Thanks so much.
Critical, nothing less than original. Who's next?